Welcome back to our second Facebook Live. Today we're going to be highlighting our white flag shelter. So what I thought we would do for today was to walk you through what a white flag shelter would look like, some of the resources and services that we connect with people, as well as introduce you to Celeste. She is our longtime volunteer, and she, for the last 2 years, has been our site captain with the white flag shelter. So she's kind of led everything and directed everything. And I thought it'd be really important for you all to hear what Celeste's story is and why she is so empowered to work with white flag.
First of all, I want to tell you that the only reason I even joined the White Flag program was because I went through a very traumatic experience. It came to very close to homelessness myself. Not that I really was, I just thought so in my mind. And it makes me wonder how many people out there think that as well, and they just don't know which direction to go in. And it was very traumatic, and I thought, I can't heal myself. I cannot heal myself, and God, I'm really struggling here to heal me. So I thought the best way to heal myself is to help other people. So I sent a Facebook post wanting volunteers for White Flag, and it gave me the opportunity to really help. You see the results, you feel the results. The first time someone said, I am so glad you all are open. It is so cold outside. I am so thankful for you to be here. That's all it took for me. I was hooked from there.
Thank you, Celeste. So one thing about White Flag is we are open from November 15th to April 15th. And so that gives we try to cover the most, the coldest months in the winter. As you all know, sometimes cold hits before and after. But we try to hit those coldest months and make sure that we provide the most popular services or the most services through there. So the first thing somebody might do is as they walk in, they're going to see a setup similar to this. Now, this building that we're in right now was our former White Flag shelter about 2 years ago. We no longer are able to use this building, but this is just to get you a general idea of what a White Flag night might look like. So somebody might walk through here, and the first thing that we do is we sit down with them and we make sure that we capture their information. Have they been here before? Where are they coming from? Some of the information that can really help us decide how can we help these people? How can we help either connect them to services, or have they been here before, and what services have we connected them to? The other thing is that we do serve children, and so we want to make sure women and children. And so we want to make sure that all of our people here are safe. And so we make sure we do a background check, sex offender registry check, just to make sure that if somebody's coming in, we're keeping everybody safe. So that's the first thing that we'll do is we'll put their information in, and then we'll gather all that extra information of what do they need, what caused homelessness if they're willing to talk with us. This is they don't have to. But what caused their homelessness, and then we will enter the information into a program called United Communities. And United Communities has a bunch of resources from Louisville and Southern Indiana that are all connected together, where we can send them referrals, and those referral sources can follow up with them and help get them connected.
The good thing about this part is, in my experience, I want to add this, the saddest thing in the world is to see the same people come back year after year, not being helped, still in the same circumstances. It breaks my heart. Mm-hmm. So things like United Community is going to be something that just will be a breakthrough that connects them to what they really need to get them off the streets, because that is the main thing, is to get them off the street.
Absolutely, and it can be a game changer for them as we're connecting them to those resources. And if they hear the same names over and over and over again, they're much more likely to make those connections because they feel connected to those people. So they'll come in and we'll get the information. And the next thing that we'll do is we will provide them with something for a shower. And so in this is we give them a towel, and the towels we do hang on to.
And a wash rag.
And a wash rag. And they get soap, a toothbrush. If we've got razors, we'll give them razors. Soap, bar soap. Sometimes we get donated liquid soap, lotion, and then shampoo and conditioner if we have it, deodorant as well if we have it. So all of these things they get to take with them. So these are things that helps them when they come in, helps them feel clean, helps them feel cared for, helps them feel loved.
And I want to add, these need to be, if you're going to be donating things to help our cause, they need to be child size, because if they take them with them, they can't. You got to remember, these are people that live on the streets and they can't carry big items with them. A big bottle of shampoo does no good to a homeless person. but a trial size bottle of shampoo is a miracle for them.
Absolutely, because they can put it in their backpack, their pockets, wherever, whatever they need. Thank you, Celeste. That's perfect. So then they'll be able to take these things with them once they leave. The second thing that we'll typically do is we're going to find out if they've eaten food or not. We want to make sure that everybody here has their bellies full, because that's really important. You know, it's the whole Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't have your basic needs met, you're not going to be able to meet the deeper needs that are maybe causing the homelessness. And so what we'll do is we'll make sure that they've been fed. And so a lot of times we do have people that come from soup kitchens. We've got people that come directly here, and so they're not in need of any food. So we might give them some snacks later on in the evening. But we do have some local restaurants that have donated food, and Celeste.
Oh, which is so awesome. I'll tell you what, last year we were so blessed to receive so many. We've had places like Sam's Tavern, what was that taco place? Fistful of Tacos. And I mean, we just had really generous restaurants that were really willing and able to give us a meal that would feed up to 20 people with no problem. They really had, we had a positive response about it. They were really willing to give. It was just amazing. I thought it was going to start out being all pizza because it was mostly pizza places that were willing to donate, but it amazed me, like Bob Evans and like I said, Sam's Taverns. They were eating really good, healthy meals from these places.
Absolutely. And with this year with COVID, we're going to make sure that you guys understand the effects that COVID are going to have on our programming. We're not going to be able to do those mass meals this year because of serving over and over and over again. So our meals are going to have to be prepackaged or packaged separately, which adds a little bit of burden on those restaurants, because that's an added extra cost for those donations. And so we don't know yet what dinners are going to look like. We're going to reach back out to these restaurants and make sure that, try to see if they're willing to help us out and see if there's anything that they can do to help us with the prepackaged meals. But things are just going to look so drastically different this year. On the note of COVID, our program is 100% volunteer-led. We have staff people that are here to help get things set up, help make sure the volunteers are understanding. But we really wanted to make sure to connect the community with what homelessness looked like so that people could start to dispel some of those myths. This year, it's going to be dramatically different. We are not going to be able to, a lot of volunteers are the at-risk volunteers and an at-risk population. And so therefore, they're not able to volunteer because of the risk of COVID and the risk of what it might do to them. So this year, we're actually going to have paid staff, which is another different turn our program's going to have to take. And while volunteers will definitely be welcome, and we hope that they still continue to come, we just don't have the ability to rely on volunteers this year. So we'll move you into what a typical room would look like. So we do have blow-up mattresses. We also have cots that are loaned to us from different programs, particularly Salvation Army, that lets us use our cots throughout the White Flag season, and mats as well. And so we would have a bed that looks very similar to this. This is what a typical setup would look like for somebody who would have a comfortable mattress, a place to sleep. So let's how far apart do you think people would be able to fit in space that's similar to this?
Actually, we would probably put about 4 people in this room. And this room is very small, and it's hard to space people apart. And you got, when we have used this facility in the past, we had like 4 in this room, 3 in the next room, and 3 out in the living room, and then a few upstairs. And you can't put that many people in a room because, number one, they're in a very small space, and you have one story, the whole house is story. You have a lot of issues like that.
Well, the way that people typically sleep, you think about sleeping with a family member or like that, and you would have some of the same issues.
But we couldn't fit any more than that here. This space really wasn't a good space for us. It is perfect for the beginning of the season.
So when we first started,
yes, it would, once January hit, this space was not.
So when we first started, this worked out really well, and as the people that got White Flag, we definitely had to expand our space a little bit. So this year with COVID, we're not able to, in a room this size, we would probably able to put 2 people in here because of the spacing of 6 feet apart. So we're really fortunate with the Salvation Army. Beginning in January, allowed us to use their gym, and so we're able to get more people into a bigger space. But again, White Flag is another thing. The space that we need for White Flag, particularly at the beginning of the season, has always been in need year after year. Where we are so grateful that Salvation Army is so generous to let us use their gym after the Christmas season, but we struggle finding the space before that. Again, this year with COVID, it's going to be even more difficult. Because of a lot of the restrictions. You know, we've got some places that it's coming to state now that aren't allowing people in their building. We've got people who are terrified of too many people coming into the space and it being appropriate for cleaning. So we're really having to change a lot of our policies and procedures and staffing structures, as well as how we're going to lay this out as we're looking at COVID. So the next, I would like to take you all downstairs, where we're going to look at the supplies that we have this year for White Flag, to give you guys a general idea of where we're at and our needs for this coming year. So while this does look packed, we do share a lot of this space with the Salvation Army, so a lot of this stuff is not ours. I really want to direct you to the wall right here and the space right here. This is all supplies that we have for White Flag for next year. We are very fortunate where we do have a partnership with Niagara Water, where they're able to give us a year supply of water for every White Flag season. This year, our clients aren't going to be able to use cups. They're going to have to use the water bottles, so our need for water is going to be much larger. Over here, we do send people out the door with packed lunches we can show you what to like next. But this is all the food we have. This will last us about 2 weeks for the White Flag season. So we still have 2.5 months to get us through for food. Again, with the food, we need the smaller cans, the smaller containers, because people are typically taking these with them, and so it's really hard to pack larger cans of food with them.
And the tuna pouches are really good because they're protein and it is small. And like I said, you have to consider these people are carrying these things with them. Anything that gets given to them is going to be carried with them, and they're having enough trouble.
And so the next thing is our cleaning supplies. So we've got some a little bit of Lysol, we've got some laundry detergent, we've got some bathroom cleaner, very few wipes. This year, you're going to have to triple, quadruple, whatever the fifth triple, whatever that's called, our cleaning supplies this year. It's going to look dramatically different. We're going to need jugs of antiseptic wipes. We're going to need jugs of spray, so we can spray down large areas at a time for the back of it. So a typical White Flag is probably lasts for about a month, would you say? But with COVID this year, we're going to be going through all these supplies dramatically. And so as you're looking at our Good for Good, we've got some different donation levels for milk and juice. We've got different donation levels for the blow-up mattresses that we have upstairs. As you can imagine, we use those every night when we can. People sometimes come in with pens and micro poles, things like that. And so we do go through those pretty regularly.
And one of the biggest things as far as donation goes, and as far as cleaning goes, 99% alcohol. We spray our beds after the guests have stripped down. We spray them down with 99% alcohol, which will kill anything. So that is one of our biggest things that we need to do. We run out of every single.
Absolutely. So we'll head back upstairs and we'll wrap up. So we do provide breakfast in the morning as well as a lunch to go sack. And so typically it would look like oatmeal, cereal, juice. We do provide perishable items, milk and orange juice. And then we would get everybody as they left a pack that looks similar to this. And so this has, like Celeste said, things that you can take with them. So there's peanut butter crackers, there's a bottle of water, there's some protein, some applesauce. This is typically what something would look like that we would send out the door with somebody. And so,
like I was saying about the small enough to carry, that's small enough for them to carry. It's not going to take up much more room for them. It gives them lunch for the day because we do give them breakfast, a small breakfast, and then, we don't know what's going to happen to them from there. And we do care.
Mhm. And so the last piece is that a lot of people say, well, what happens when they leave? They come at about 7 o'clock at night and then they leave about 7 in the morning. And so what happens if there is sometimes we just don't know. We do have free TARP tickets that we're able to either give to clients or TARP gives them free rides. There's been a lot of changes with TARP this year, so we're hoping it's still going to look the same. We're going to continue to keep that relationship as best we can. But we do give them a place to go. On holidays, we give out resources information for programming that might be going on, holiday meals, or if somebody has a certain resource that they're looking for, we'll help them to make that connection, but a lot of times they do just leave and then we just don't know where they go from there. And so one of the things that we are trying to with White Flag is definitely want to keep our winter White Flag, but as we move forward over the next couple of years, there's been a community outcry for a heat advisory White Flag, so when it gets really hot. So that is the next step to our White Flag shelter, is looking at how do we provide services for the summer White Flag. At this point, we're not there yet. We're still trying to find spaces for a winter White Flag, which is much more critical due to the temperature can actually kill people. And so that's really been our goals to try to move towards a summer White Flag. So I thank you for participating with us today and watching this. And feel free, if you have any questions, to send that through Facebook or send it to us on our website. We're really pushing a lot of this information for Give for Good, so we will be here next Wednesday at 2, and we'll be talking with some of our White Flag volunteers. At that time, we'll be giving you more data and statistics and why they participate and what they see the benefits of White Flag are. So thank you.